Well, that's part of it. Mexican Ironman today is going to expose all these YouTubers for what they are. Mexican Ironman knows all the secrets of the internet. So, first, we're going to expose geeks and gamers.
Oh, no.
Jeremy is out there saying that he's going to put out merch. And guess what he did? He put out merch. And it's way too early for Mexicans to have logic. Let me tell you the crime this guy committed on YouTube. He's made attractive hats. Not just once, this freaking guy.
Good morning, Mexican IronSister. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
I am doing all right. Welcome to Loki's Mornings of Mischief with the wonderful Mexican Ironman. Of course.
I got it at the convention that Mexican Ironman paid for me to go to.
Oh, shit. Right.
That was a wonderful time for me and my daughter. All expenses paid. I'm pretty sure he paid for this shirt, too.
Right. He does things like that, doesn't he?
He does. I am his only sister.
People of the internet, despite this information being exposed, I am still a critic of Disney, Star Wars, and Bob Iger. People of the internet, nobody clip this. What just happened? People of the internet, do not stay with me and do not lose faith in Mexican Ironman. Oh, Benjamin Logan says I told them that.
No, you didn't. He said you didn't. He said you didn't tell us.
Did not.
Oh, shit.
John is very generous. Yes, Mike is very generous.
Mm-hmm. Mexican Ironman has been exposed.
He was
this
very
morning.
excited to go too, by the way, but he wasn't able to. He had some house problems, so that's why my daughter and I were able to go. And he was so bummed that he couldn't go. He was so sad.
When was this, Mike?
I don't know.
May of 22.
Oh.
I have no idea when this ever happened. What?
May of 2022, ladies and gentlemen.
There is also a video. He did an unboxing of all the goodies that I sent him from Disneyland too, somewhere on YouTube.
Right. What I conveniently left out was the fact that I had sent you to Disneyland where you got that merch.
Uh-huh. The truth is out, Dr. Cocho Dragon.
Well, this is not how the show plan was meant to go, but here we are.
Well, this is what you get for not sending me a script and bullet points. Mm-hmm.
He should know better. He should know his sister's completely unhinged.
So I hurt my shoulder, and then it turns out I was dating this chick, and I found out after special time, whatever. Anyway, I can't even talk about this. My sister, it's weird. Look away. All right, anyway. Found out she was married. So somehow this joke came up that I date married women, and I jump out of windows when their husband goes, look at this, false evidence.
There we go. I like it.
No.
I like it.
No.
That is fantastic.
No. These are lies being spread about you. These are lies being spread about your brother on the internet, Anita.
But are they lies?
They are lies.
I'm sure you've jumped through windows before.
No.
Confirmation! Confirmation! It has been confirmed live on Mornings of Mischief that Mexican Ironman jumped out of windows.
It's always been questionable choices for women. So I'm sure there's been a window or two that you've gone out of.
Wait, what? What do you mean questionable choices with women? What are you talking about? First of all, I run a business that's very successful. I have impeccable judgment about most areas of some areas of my life.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Mikey, confirmation that you go out windows.
No.
Exposed.
No. All right, back to Star Wars and Disney.
With the safer subjects.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody. We are here live on Mornings of Mischief's Thirsty Thursday with Mexican IronSister. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, especially after watching that every time. I'm like,
The last still shot is just perfection.
we love to give him such a hard time because he's there for so many of us, and he loves to entertain, and we love to just
Oh yeah. It's easy.
yeah. It's like he steps his foot in it almost on purpose.
I think so. Sometimes, it's like he leads you to it and you have no choice but to give him a hard time.
That's right. That's right. Arwen Avalon is here, guys. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Arwen's here. Keely Chow's here. Project Cambrian is here. Chris Burge, the Wrench of Wrenches, is here. Kizzy 0975. DJ Odyssey says, where is he today? Disneyland? Probably.
If he was, I wouldn't be here. Someone's got to foot the bill for that.
Gary Banderstam's Worthington is here. Henry Gambles is here. Is Mike good? Yeah, he's good. He's just working his butt off, dude. So, good morning, Ironcaster. Tim Hayes is here. Andy Masterson, hail, my friend. Andy has made multiple like action figures for Mike.
Oh.
Along with the action figure, it's like the Ninja Out the Window Mexican Ironman action figure.
Yes. That one's my favorite. That's definitely my favorite.
So we all love giving Mike a hard time, and that's been like a cornerstone of him being on the internet and being a YouTuber, even though I'm not a YouTuber. Sure,
we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Mim has it coming. Yeah, Shellback. Yes, Mike has it coming. So really quick, just a quick reminder to everybody out there. And I don't know if you know this story. I was going through this weird transition. I got in a motorcycle accident. I had major upper body issues after that. And I was trying to get back on my feet when I started getting on YouTube and started doing YouTube things and uploading videos. And that's through another creator I met, Mike. And Mike backed me up. He was there. He had total 100% faith in what I was doing. And then later, that was kind of reciprocated when he broke his leg. I know you, of course, remember that. We were there. All of us kind of banded together and were there for him. Sent him gift baskets and get well soon stuff and all kinds of crazy stuff. No, I was not Bam Loki. Damn it, Shum. I'd hurt my upper body real bad. And getting back up off the couch was a thing. I'd laid on a couch for a year. But he's been there constantly, so much so that when Eris and I decided to get married, I was like, dude, you've got to be my best man. And I know we were talking about stage about him not getting the suit, right? Did you see a picture from the wedding?
No, I didn't. I between my job and his job, we're usually like ships passing in the night. So the first time that I was on your show, it just so happened that I was out there with him, visiting him, to bring my mom home. And but usually when I got back home from visiting him, I haven't really stopped since. So we're usually like two ships passing in the night. And then he's like, oh, remind me, I've got to show you this, or I've got to show you pictures from the wedding or whatever. And then it's months later and he's like, did I ever show that to you? And I'm like, no. And then months pass again.
Mike looked like a Colombian drug lord. I'm not.
Oh, I believe that.
I don't know. I don't know why I went with this, like, because it was like a white. It was white. It was all white, white pants, white shirt, and it had the blue like flowers going down. And he's
Oh,
sitting there with his cigar, and he's got women fanning him with these big fans. And it was like it was like they took an Aztec god and mixed it with a Colombian drug lord, and that would have been Mike on the island
and
for
like
the
I said,
wedding.
this is my shocked face. I, I 1000% believe it.
So, what was it like? What was it like growing up with Mike?
Oh, he was a pain because there's 9 years difference between us. So I was too little, and then by the time I got old enough, he was gone,
Yeah,
school and whatnot. And but now that we're older, I mean, he's a pain, but I still loved him. He's my brother. As much as a only girl and the baby of the family can love her brothers, and especially when they're considerably bigger than you. And I think my smallest brother is still over 6 feet, and I'm all of 5'1". So it was a challenge growing up, and especially when they outweigh you by a considerable amount too.
yeah,
And but as we've gotten older, just a million times closer, as we become adults, just a million times closer. And he absolutely loves my children. And I had my kids very young, and he was a big supporter, and he was always there if I needed anything, like he does.
yeah, yeah. Was Disney always like a thing that y'all went and did? Was it? Because I know
Always.
from living there, or as a kid, me living in San Diego, we did that like at least 2 or 3 times a year. We were at Disney.
Did a couple times a year because my dad was military, so we were able to get like discounted tickets. I went every year for my birthday. The first long car trip that I drove myself and my friends, because back then it was okay. You had your license for like a day and you could take your friends on a caravan. But my first freeway drive was to Disneyland.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah.
Oh yeah, a couple times
Okay.
a year, and then we were Magic Mountain pass holders because my kids were really into the amusement parks. But as they got older and they graduated from high school, um, I was like, we're not going anymore. I'm just kind of wasting the money. And I texted them and I said, would it be okay if I canceled your passes and got me a Disneyland pass? And they were like, of course, mom, like whatever you want to do. I just didn't want them to show up at Magic Mountain and be like, oh, your pass doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And so I got my first pass in August of 2019. And if you do the math, everything shut down in May of
Yes.
2020. Yeah. So it was like a cruel joke because I had waited my whole life to be a pass holder, or pass hole, as we like to call ourselves. And then everything shut down. And I received a refund for what I had paid for my pass right when Downtown Disney reopened. So I just went there and put that money right back into Downtown Disney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it reopened on my youngest daughter's 21st birthday. So,
Oh.
and she's probably a bigger Disney adult than I am.
What's it like? I mean, I've been so far removed. Last time I was at Disney, and it was Disney World. Last time I was at Disneyland, I think I was 15 or 16. But last time I was at Disney World was in 2004. We didn't go there for our honeymoon. We went to Universal. We went next door, you know. Um, but then that was just because we got such a good deal. I mean, we had 5 days, 5 multi-pass tickets to whatever Universal with the fast track thing, and hotel stay and breakfast every morning for like $2,200. You can't beat that.
Universal does give really good deals. Now the hotels that are near Universal Studios Hollywood aren't that great prices, but it's 45 minutes from my house, so we've never really had to stay down there.
Henry Gamble says, I missed when Disneyland was fun and clean. How clean? How is it not clean anymore?
I've never had an issue. You have the people that don't clean up after themselves, but that's everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people that if you leave your trash on the table and you walk away, I will loudly and obnoxiously clean your table for you just to make a point. But it's still fun if you do it. If you don't put, what's the, like, if you go in expecting everything to be perfect and everything to run smoothly and to have no issues, no bumps, no nothing, you're going to be disappointed.
Oh yeah. So I had
But that's with anything.
I had season pass every single year for Astroworld here in Houston. So, seeing people like they'd be sitting like on a bench and they'd be eating and they just leave their crap there. And rides will break down. There are things that, will happen. That's just the way it is. Some things won't work, some things get replaced. I hated it. Everybody loved the Superman ride. It was this giant ride. You went up, you got dropped, but they took out my favorite drop ride, which was Sky Screamer. So it was like, I loved the Sky Screamer. I hated Superman.
As I'm getting older, the thrill parks are a bit much. My husband and I were just talking about this the other day. And one of the last times that we went to Magic Mountain, he rode X2. And I don't know if you've ever seen video or pictures or anything of that ride, but it's no joke. And that kind of set us off of roller coasters for a while. That ride is, you feel like you're going to fall out. Yeah. And my husband is 6'3", almost 6'4". He's a big guy. And he said he could feel himself slipping around in the seat, and he's like, I will never ride that ride again. Were we talking about just the other day going to Magic Mountain? Yes. But we're not going to ride X2.
There's a crazy ride like that in Branson at Silver Dollar City, which is it's called the Time Turner. It's like it's supposed to be like a time travel ride, but the cart on the roller coaster spins.
Yeah, X2, the cars spin independently, like the car is on the track and then the cars are off to the side and then those spin independently while you're going on the ride.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that will definitely mess up your equilibrium. Like, no joke. You'll get off the ride and have no idea where you are.
Yeah, you're going, it's no joke. They do like a 90-degree, they do like a drop. It's a straight drop. Not like a jeu, but like a Jew. You're going down. And that thing's spinning. And you're like,
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm good. Oh, so you let me bring this up because I want to share this with everybody. Where did it go? Oh, hold on. It just disappeared. It's my fault. Okay. So explain to everybody what this is.
So my youngest daughter is Mexican Ironman's favorite niece. And he's said it multiple times on the internet. So, I could just reiterate that. And she really wants to go to Disney World with Michael. And so she came up with this presentation and to send to him. And I told her, I said, this is between the two of you. I'm not getting in the middle of this, but she did all of her research. She threw this together, probably research aside, like actually putting together each page and everything, in about 15 minutes.
That's impressive.
Mike was so impressed. And he was like, I have clients that don't even put together this good of presentations. And, but it's her explanation of why we should go. And like I said, she did all of her research for hotels that have breakfast, what have the best prices, She researched the military discount. You know, I mean, she did an amazing job. She makes me very proud. And I've done over 20 years, I have over 20 years of experience in IT. And when I opened this, I was like, dang, Kim. She was like, where do you think I learned it from, Mom? You. So it's pretty impressive.
This right here, I love this because it's not why should we go? It's why we are going to Walt Disney World in April of 2024. I love that.
Oh yeah, she does. She will not take no for an answer. She, especially not when it comes to Mike. You know, she knows how to work him. She's got these big ol' eyes and she works them to her every advantage. And I know that every time Mike looks at her, all he sees is this like teeny tiny little 4-year-old looking up at him with these big eyes, just adoringly. You know, he still sees that, even though she's 24 going on 25.
Okay, so let's see. For starters, there are many hotel options close to the park that offer bundle deals when you stay 5+ nights. Breakfast. All the hotels are in close proximity to the parks, and most offer a complimentary shuttle service. That was really like so great in Florida because you just walk out of the hotel, the buses are there, they shuttle you right to the park, and boom, you don't have to do anything.
And that's also very nice. A lot of the hotels near Disneyland offer that too. Because when we do special events or the after dark events, we will get a hotel. Or sometimes if we take my mom, we'll get a hotel just so if we need a break midday, then you know, we can go take a nap, go to the pool. Usually when my niece comes from Texas, we'll get a room. So that way, because we'll stay for multiple days when she's here.
Yeah.
Well, the tour Drink Around the World, that's also in this presentation, I believe.
All right, let's see. So most suggested advice: spend 5 days. You need a rest day in between. Hollywood Studios.
Epcot Drinks Around the World.
That was okay. So there was somewhere in the park. This was 2004, so I don't know what's still there, but I got a yard of beer, a yard, and I only got it because I was like, a yard of beer, a yard. They measure
it down either.
I was like, I don't drink beer, but I've never seen a yard of beer. Okay, let's see what a yard of beer is. Well, it's a yard. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 1 yard measurement from top to bottom, and it's in a big, tall glass. And you got to be nuts to drink it. I couldn't drink it.
I don't think. I mean, you can also drink around the world at California Adventure, you know, and I've seen people try it. But wasted at Disney is just not a good idea.
This is precious. Why we have to go to all 4 parks? This is really a no-brainer, but I will go into further detail. This is precious. Magic Kingdom is equipped with all your classic Disney rides, including new additions like Tron and your favorite Hall of Presidents. The castle. Of course, you got to go to the castle. Look how happy that white family is. Oh, I love it. I love that. That is so Mikey.
She was catering to her uncle.
I'm sure she's heard him rant.
Oh yeah.
Walking Animal Kingdom's not on our list of stops. We would be canceled by animal lovers, which is not a cute look. That is so Mike. Hollywood Studios, between the original Tower of Terror. You got to go to Tower of Terror.
I do miss Tower of Terror. I love Guardians. Don't get me wrong. I love Mission Breakout. I've had a lot of fun experience taking people on that ride that have no idea what it is. My nephew was the first one. My husband was the second. And yelling them hearing them yell and scream. And when we got off the ride, my husband was like, what the hell was that? He goes, I thought we were going to Disneyland. I thought it was all going to be It's a Small World, fun rides. And he goes, that ride was awful, but he loved it. And but I do miss the original Tower of Terror.
That was great. That was so great. I mean, that to me, the Tower of Terror was on the level of the Haunted Mansion.
Yes. Yes. And I actually have video. It's all black because, you know, it's Tower of Terror. And from one of the last days that it was open. And we were able to go and we took pictures out front. Because, you know, it said like closing soon. And, you know, they did it all up like the hotel was closing. And I want to say it was like a week or two before they shut the ride down. Now,
That
is it
was
cool to walk in there and see, because I do love Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite movies, all three of them. And I'm not that big on the Marvel universe. I can't keep up. I don't have time to keep up with a movie coming out like every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And but I do enjoy Guardians. Like when the third one came out, I told my husband under no circumstances we are going to the movies to see it. Do I regret that? Crying like a baby in public, but you know, but I do love Guardians. It's really neat to walk in there and see all the collector's items and, you know, the little Rocket's hand that swipes down and grabs the Walkman. The little things like that are really, really cool. But it's still no Tower of Terror.
Yeah, it's just that was the coolest ride. I don't know why they did that. I don't know what decision led them to doing that, but that was the coolest.
I don't know.
Had the
And the
coolest
Twilight Zone has
visuals.
always been one of my favorite shows forever. The weird thing is, though, is that my favorite Twilight Zone episode is Time Enough at Last, even though I'm a huge reader. I don't know if you're familiar with that one or not, but it's a little twisted for the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I always loved did they call it iRobot? It was the original one with Leonard Nimoy, where Leonard Nimoy's he's the newspaper guy. He comes back as the lawyer in the no, that's Outer Limits. Is that Outer Limits?
Yes.
Shit. Yeah. I'm
And then Jordan Peele did reboot the Twilight Zone on Paramount. And I went in expecting to be very disappointed, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was actually really, really good. And he knew that 2 seasons were enough, and that's all he needed to do, and ended it without chasing that cash cow. And it was actually really good. Some of them were okay, but for the most part, they were really good.
That is a rarity. That's a big rarity today when someone's like, I want to do this project, but this is what I want to do. And no matter how much money's thrown at them, no matter what they try and do, they're like, no, this is the vision. This is where I'm going. I'm not doing 2 more seasons, pulling that out of my butt.
Yeah. And that was pretty impressive because he probably could have done more seasons, but I respect that.
Saj Melody says, I almost forget getting no sleep now. Good morning, Valhalla and Mexican IronSister. All of Mikey's secrets are being exposed on Mornings of Mischief with Mexican IronSister. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Hollywood Studios.
Of course, we had to bring up Galaxy's Edge because Mike paid for us to make lightsabers. And
that's right.
So the first picture is me crying because it's an experience. If you have grown up with Star Wars, and that's what I always say, the original trilogy is like my generation. The prequels are my children's generation. And then the new movies are for this younger generation, because I have many friends whose kids are just getting into Star Wars. And it's a whole experience. and to know the stories behind Star Wars, and to have that feeling of being in there and being chosen to create a lightsaber. And it's a whole thing. You're paying not just only for an incredible lightsaber, but you're also paying for the experience. Totally worth it. Would do it a million times over.
What color did you pick?
I got blue.
You got blue.
I got Obi-Wan's. Yes.
You know, they were going to give him a green lightsaber in 3, and I was like, oh, why are you going to do that? Why are you going to give Obi-Wan a green lightsaber in 3? No, don't do that. That's weird.
Star Wars is definitely my favorite. And it's Galaxy's Edge is really neat. It's seeing the Millennium Falcon for the first time was like, I just stopped in my tracks, started to tear up. And I'm not the only one. My daughter's dad, the first time he saw it, he got choked up, because like I said, that's our generation. That's what we grew up with. That's what we grew up watching on our VHS tapes. Back in the day, you have to put it in the little rewinder thing so you could watch it again.
Be kind, rewind.
Yes, and that's the only reason why one of the reasons why I still pay for Disney Plus is so that way they're right there, hit a button. And it's like my Disney Plus knows me, because every time I open it, it's the first thing it says Star Wars. So
it's one of those things. Like, I mean, I grew up, that was like it's almost like a once a month thing where we would sit down and we watch Star Wars, and we watch Empire, and then we watch Return of the Jedi the next week.
It was always my Thanksgiving weekend thing to do. So the week before Thanksgiving, like that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, was the Twilight Zone. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday was Star Wars.
You'd have thought like Thanksgiving was like Easter, because my mom was always like Ben-Hur or the 10 Commandments, because they were always on something. You guaranteed on Thursday or on that Thanksgiving, it would be on something. It'd be on TNT or TNN or whatever it was. You'd catch Ben-Hur on all day, or the 10 Commandments on all day or something, and she'd watch the parade, and then she'd put on what she wanted, and then get pissed at everybody when we were talking at Thanksgiving dinner and she couldn't watch the TV.
Well, that's why I left. Thursday was always just like background noise. And so it was, when I was young, we had friends that we would go over to their house for Thanksgiving, and the husband would put on the Twilight Zone for me. And so that was my first. It was either the Twilight Zone or the old Addams Family, but usually the Twilight Zone. And so it was always like a comfort show to me. Even I was like 7, 8 years old watching the Twilight Zone, having no idea what was going on. Had no idea some of them were supposed to scare me. It was just nice and warm and cozy. And so as I became an adult, that was something, like a comfort show, is something that you could rewatch and go from there. And I do. I love it. I still love the old Addams Family videos too, or the TV show.
Oh yeah, the black and white.
Yes.
And
Gen X to the core.
I've got the original series. I've got what's the Munsters? It was the one where the Munsters went to. I got the Munsters. I've got the Addams Family. I love the 90s Addams Family.
I did too.
Raul Julia, man.
Honestly, my youngest that made this presentation, I almost named her Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah. But her dad didn't like it.
And now, last but certainly not least, the park we have all been waiting for. Drumroll, please. That's so Mikey. That's amazing. It's like a girl Mikey.
Oh yeah.
I've got to meet y'all. We have to meet up at some point. We'll come to Cali at some point.
And we can go to Disneyland.
Yeah. Epcot is the park I'm most excited for.
So my daughter that created this, ever since she was little, she wanted to be a chef. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When she graduated high school, she decided to go to school for teaching. And I was, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, then she switched her major and she was going to go into nursing. And I said, you don't like blood, but okay. Then she decided she was going to go into politics. And I said, you don't like people.
Well, most politicians don't like people. So that.
So finally she came full circle. I mean, this was a little girl that could follow a recipe before she knew how to read. She had her own little step stool. We had put her in culinary classes starting at like 6 years old because she loved cooking shows. She loved watching people cook. She would watch the Food Network, and as they were cooking the food, she'd go, And so when she finally came full circle and ended up going to culinary school, we were like, finally, like, this is what you should have done the whole time, but whatever. So she graduated, I want to say May of 23 from culinary school. And so that's why the first reason under main reasons is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Of course, because of the cooking.
Because of the cooking. And that girl can make ratatouille like no one's business. I miss it that she's gone now.
So this was her big sell.
Yes.
How much money is the mouse and Disney taking from me? Money breakdown. Getting to the resort. We do make the set plan to go. I mean, duh. Pre-packing snacks, that's a big thing. I mean, when you grow up doing this, you learn how to like sneak stuff into the park. That way you don't have to pay for extra stuff. Yeah, it's great getting to sit down and have like a pizza at a pizza place or something in the park. That's always nice, but you don't want to blow all your money on that. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get the pizza from Pizza Planet. If you're going to get a pizza, get it from the Red Rose Tavern at Disneyland.
Red Rose Tavern. All right.
Yes.
Good. That's good advice for Loki because yeah, pizza places. I think I did get pizza at Pizza Planet in 2004 in Orlando. Yeah.
Just very hit and miss at Disneyland. Sometimes it's great, and other times I'm like, is this cardboard with ketchup? Yeah. I don't.
We always went over packing our own snacks and just eating 2 main meals at the park, utilizing quick service and also mobile ordering when we were in line. That was something that blew me away at Universal. It's like, okay, we're at a table, but we don't order. There's no line. There's no going up to lines. There is no nothing. You have to order on an app on your phone.
I wish that they would do that at Universal Studios Hollywood because and I'm blanking right now, and I shouldn't because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan too. But the restaurant. Why am I'm
Three Broomsticks?
The Three Broomstick, because I'm like the Hog's Head. No, that's the bar. The Three Broomsticks. I mean, you will wait. I think the shortest that we've waited is 45 minutes to order food there. So that's crazy. Wish that they would bring mobile ordering there. And then you have to wait an additional 15, 30, 45 minutes just to get your food. And so one of the last times that we went, we had very hangry aunts with us. And so that amount of time was not a good thing. That's probably why I can only remember the name of the bar.
And the breakfast was not bad at all. They had some pretty good breakfast.
Yeah, they do have good options.
We had and they have different stuff depending on like what you do. So the Three Broomsticks, there's another one. There's another one at Universal in Orlando. There's just the Three Broomsticks, and then there's another one. I can't remember what the other one was at the moment, but that one had different options. And it was all good. I mean, every time we got breakfast, it was good. It was good breakfast.
I do love the food at Universal. Well, I mean, I haven't been to Florida, but at Hollywood, I do. If you go between Thanksgiving and Christmas, they have some of the best amusement park food I've ever had. So they had their take on a on poutine, and it had cranberry sauce in it, and I was so confused. And then I ate it, and I was really sad when we went back and they didn't have it anymore because it was just a seasonal offering that time between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
So where do you stand? Big Fontaine chimes in and he says, used to go to spend a week at Disney World every year from 2012, 2017. Haven't been back since they started their political crap. What do you think about the political stuff going on? We just had Iger come out and I mean pretty much admit there was leaked video of him talking about the that a lot of what they've been doing has been centered around what happened on January 6th and politics. And what do you think about Disney getting into politics? Do you think it's hurt them?
Well, definitely, yeah, for sure. But I don't, and this is going to sound very naive and probably very stupid, but I don't go to Disneyland to think about politics. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. My uncle used to say opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them, and they usually stink. I don't have to agree with them. Yes, I am giving them money probably to fund their ideals and to push their logic. But I don't go there for politics. I go there to escape real life and to enjoy a churro on Main Street and leave reality for a little while. And I said it before earlier, if you go expecting everything to be perfect, you're not going to have a good time. If you also only support a company because you support everything that they say and do, are you supporting a company or are you supporting a cult?
Yeah. I'm sure there are things with Universal I don't agree with, but I really enjoyed the park. We, had a great time. I don't see how people can do Disney in 5 days. Do Disney World. We had a hard time doing Universal in 5 days, and we were boots on the ground. The only time we stopped, besides to eat something, was when we got stuck waiting on the 9 3/4 train from one side of Harry Potter land to the other. I think we had to wait an hour. That's the longest we were inactive. We were constantly moving everywhere, going everywhere.
That's Kimmy, my daughter. That's how she is. She is go, 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 go. And I kind of passed that torch on to her. And so when we have family that visits from out of town, she's the one making the reservation. She's the one booking World of Color. She's the one mobile ordering. She's the one doing it now. And I'll probably be dead if we do Disney World in 5 days. I'll probably die on the plane home.
Yeah, because we didn't take like a day break or any of that. I think we took
her fiance is in medical school, so he could probably use the break. But it's due to time constraints because he's in med school, because she works 2 jobs in Montana. It's due to time constraints. Trust me, I wish we could take 10 days. I could, because I've been with my company for almost 28 years, but they're not able to miss that much time.
So in her conclusion, she says, Walt Disney World has so much to offer within its 4 parks. Also, being only mid-January now, we have tons of time to plan ahead to be as efficient as possible. At each park, there are numerous attractions, shows, parades, and characters to meet in all of our interests. I am proposing this trip knowing that there are indifference on how the company Do Disney is ran as a whole. But those people see how happy it makes the vast majority of the group planning to go. It will be a long but successful trip. I can promise you that. And then she sets up some slides.
I told you,
Disney.
it's all about the food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to eat. So we are going, right? Look at Mikey.
If
Look
that's
at Mikey.
not proof that he loves him some Disney, I don't know what is.
And he's eating cotton candy.
Also to that trip, not only did he pay for us to make lightsabers, he also didn't want to wait in line. So he paid for Genie Plus and the lightning lanes and all of that. So that way we didn't have to wait in line for any ride. Anything we wanted. He actually got mad at me because I bought myself a bubble wand. I had always wanted one. And I came out of the store with it and he said, "What are you doing? I told you anything you wanted, I would get for you." And I said, "But I didn't want to ask for that." I bought myself a Starbucks tumbler or a Starbucks travel mug. And he got mad at me for buying that because I ran in to get everybody drinks. And I was like, "Oh, that's really pretty. I want that." So when I came out with the drinks, he said, "I said only drinks. If you wanted a cup, you should have told me."
They do something. I don't know. I don't know in how many of the hotels they do it, but we ran into this and I was like, this is insanity. So I paid $2.50 or $2.99 or something like that. It wasn't that big of a cup. It was like, it's a fountain drink cup, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just a regular, like, not a permanent cup, but like a disposable throw in the trash cup. And it had a barcode on the bottom of it. And when you put that drink into the drink thing, it scans your barcode. And if it's been more than an hour, it won't refill your drink.
Yeah. Universal has the same thing with the, those are reusable water bottles. When my daughter and her fiance went to Universal last time and they scanned the cup in the freestyle machine, when they scanned it, it said that they had free drinks until like 2024, I think. And this was about this time last year. So I don't know who keyed it in wrong because usually you can purchase to get free refills for the day, but it's like $15-20 or whatever. But we would always do it, even though we always ended up at Starbucks, no matter what park. If there's a Starbucks available, we ended up there. Because of the amount of steps we take when we go to an amusement park. That's when I can finally try the sicky, sweet, sugary drinks that I can't have on a normal basis. So, the pineapple paradise drink or whatever it is, it's amazing on a hot day in the park. Just saying. But yeah, Universal does that. Magic Mountain does that. Magic Mountain didn't so much have a barcode as they were color coded. Like the cups were color coded for each year. And so you could just walk into any of the restaurants that had the soda machine and just fill up your cup. Well, we had been pass holders or season pass holders to Magic Mountain for so long that eventually the cups were recycling colors. So my kids were like, let's just take the one from 5 years ago and we could just fill it up, just cover the year. And I said, we don't need to do that. But when they would go by themselves, they would.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just there's all kinds of little things you can do. They did free refills on hot chocolate. You get these hot chocolate cups at Astroworld. Now I'd always get on my dad. I'd be like, "Don't use that cup." Why not? Because I'm going to use it again this winter when we go. That way I can get a free hot chocolate refill. He's like, "It's not a bad idea. Get me one while you're there." I'm like, "Okay, just don't use the cup. Because if you keep washing it, it's going to wear off. And they're going to know that that's not a new cup." So don't use it. Only use it when we go.
And that's, I would be down for hot chocolate refills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ghost Rider, in light of this evidence, Mexican Ironman's actions fall under Good Samaritan protections. and as such, all charges brought on him against the fandom will be dismissed. I agree. All the window jumping and that when he called me, when he called me, he phoned me and he said, "You know that girl I told you about?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You'll never believe what happened." I said, "She was married." And he goes, "How did you know?" I said, "Dude, the last time you told me she said something was complicated," I was like, "No, that's a wife thing. That's I'm married. It's complicated. I don't want to tell you because I'm married." And then he runs into her again. Like it was, I think a couple months ago, he called me and goes, "Guess who I ran into?" "Who?" He goes, "The married chick." And I'm like, he says her name. I don't remember her name. And I'm like, "Really?" He goes,
Honestly,
"Yeah." And she had her divorce. She had her divorce papers with her because she had just gotten them and she showed them to me. And I was like, I still
I
wouldn't do
need
that.
like multiple of these to keep track of the ladies.
That's Mike.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Do you think he'll ever settle back down again?
Honestly, no. And I don't think that's a bad thing because he has a good life and he knows what he likes and he knows what he wants. And I don't think that he's willing to compromise that.
Yeah. And sometimes you shouldn't. It's not, it's not always about, well, I need to find this in my life or I need to find that
Mm-hmm.
in my life. And we grow up thinking that because there's so much input
Yeah.
on what is expected of us to do. And Mike has talked about over and over again, and I'm sure you've seen some of this. The Captain Kirk father figure. My dad was Captain. My TV dad was Captain Kirk. That's of course he's gonna have a page and a list and a book and of course he's gonna have that because
There's
that's
nothing wrong with having standards and
right.
setting the standards high. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. That's right.
And
Any
considering I still have to say though, considering the type the type of women that are usually in his life, I that's not forever.
Mhm. I really wish he'd find a good girl and settle down. Um, I know
Yes,
Eris
Bambino
thinks that
knows
too.
Mikey likes blondes. Yes, yes. Mikey likes blondes. He actually texted me on Super Bowl that for one time ever he wasn't going for the pretty blonde girls team.
We were driving from Houston uh, to Houston from Dallas, and he had Bambino with him. And as soon as we got in the car, because I was driving, Bambino looked at him and then just crawled in my lap and was like,
Oh yeah.
like,
That
look
dog.
where I'm at.
Yeah, whoever will show him the most attention. It was funny. My other one of my other brothers came to visit, so we were actually all in one place at the same time, all at my mom's at the same time. Was that like 2 weeks ago? And when they left, my brother sent a text to my brother David, sent a text to the group chat that just said we landed wherever their layover was. Tell Bambino we said hi and we miss him. They took him to my nephew's baseball game. They yeah, and that dog, whoever wants to show him the most attention, that you're his new best friend.
And Mike's almost the same way. It's everywhere we have gone, there has been a woman talking to Mike and Mike
Uh-huh.
talking about him. Even at the wedding, it was the violinist at the wedding. And I'm just like, Mikey. He goes, "Oh, I got her number." And da 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 da. I'm like, Mikey, it's
Of
the
course we did.
violinist.
We went to get me the Apple Watch and a new phone. This was a couple of years ago. And we went into the store because we had a bunch of stuff to do. And by the end of just the time to get a new phone and to purchase an Apple Watch, he had the manager's phone number and they had scheduled a date. So yeah, I'm used to it. My brothers that are single, that's what they do.
Oh, and Chris Burgess says, and the photographer.
Like, once again, this is my shocked face.
Yeah, because it's Mike. It's Mike, and you gotta love him. You can't.
He's charismatic.
Yeah, and I think that's what drew us together. Was me and him both have that charisma thing going. That he can pick up on everything I'm doing, and I can pick up on everything he's doing, and it's been the best collaboration in my entire life. It's been the best collaboration of two people working off of each other during an hour. In an hour, I used to do drama. I used to do acting up until I got into college. My first year in college, I did it, and I learned that if you want to get a good role in what you're trying to do, you kind of got to give people certain kind of favors. And I was like, nope,
You're like,
I don't wanna,
I'm good.
I'm good. And this was supposed to be a really good department. I mean, it got all top scores, and it was one of the top schools in Texas. And I was just like, no, I don't think so. So I didn't keep doing that. But Mike's probably the best person I've ever worked with, because we just play off of everything that we do.
I couldn't ask for better brothers.
Even
though it was hell growing up and being, like teeny tiny microscopic compared to them, even though it was hell growing up, as an adult now, I could not ask for better brothers.
Any final, do you have any secrets, anything that we could be like Mexican Ironman, or is that like, no, I don't want to throw Mikey into the bus like that, or anything you could give us that we would be like Mexican Ironman?
Besides the obscene amount of money that he spends at Disney.
Oh,
because
that was so wonderful.
The same trip that we went to when we built the lightsabers and all of that, he also bought the full Jedi outfit at Disneyland, and then bought me the robes because they didn't have the outfit that I wanted. And everybody's seen the Darksaber, right? That
yes.
He purchased. Okay, because he gave that to me.
Oh,
it's right here in my office. So I without him here to defend himself, there's not too much I can tell.
Oh, but the fact that he's so generous and giving.
He is
crazy. Like I said, I was, 4 years ago, I almost took the ticket out. I think if it wasn't for Mikey, I'd ended up living in my car. And that would have been the last you heard from Loki. If it wasn't for Mike. So I owe Mike a lot. And he owes me a dinner. I owe Mike a lot, and he owes me a dinner. So Annie Masterson said, ask what Mike action figure theme she'd like to see.
I don't know if anything can top him jumping out of the window. But I'm going to go with like a Disney themed one, because we all know deep down inside, it's what is that? Doth the guilty party protest too much? We all know he loves Disney. So Disney themed. I want the ears. I want the balloon. A churro. You gotta have a churro in there.
There you go. Get him. Get him in an outfit something Disney outfit and give him a balloon and a Disney ears and a churro.
Yes.
Andy.
And I will print that and frame it in my office.
Guys, Mexican IronSister, thank you so very much for the last hour. You absolutely rock. I can't wait. Hopefully, some point in the future, we you both on again, because that was amazing. That was absolutely
fun. It was so much fun.
Andy says he can do that.
Perfect. So, sounds good. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it. Guys, big round of applause for Mexican IronSister this morning. You guys are so great. I don't know if you will see us later tonight. I don't know if me and Adega are doing the show. I haven't heard from Adega yet, but keep your eyes open in case we do. It'll be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh no. Just woke up. What did I miss? Hopefully my sister discussed my impeccable selection in terms of the girls I brought home in terms of quantity and quality.
Oh, we did definitely talk about the quantity.
Lots of quantity, Mike.
Lots of quantity. I got a legal pad ready to go so we can keep track.
All the names of the girls, right? And the fact that you like to jump out of windows.
Yes.
The window repair bills in California must be mounting. Insurance companies are
single-handedly keeping Home Depot in business.
Home Depot in business. Oh, guys, again, big round of applause for Mexican IronSister. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You all keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright. We will see you tomorrow for the weekend review with Arwen Avalon, Daybob, and myself. Until then, be safe, be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you on the next Morning of Mischief. Have a great morning, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.